listening to Opinions and Beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that have... That has a whiffer?
Robot voice because of...
Thick and dark looking. It looks...
Put a lot of oxygen into the fermenting yeast. They go aerobic and they start multiplying.
Great American Ale off, but I don't want to drink a bunch of American Ales.
Cause of death. Dun dun dun.
It tasted worse than Bud Light.
Straight up 10. I mean, should we try to maybe do some spooky stories? Halloween's around the corner.
Yeah, there's should we try to do? I'm just gonna say what you said. Should we try to do spooky stories since Halloween is just around the corner? Was that
Spooky stories in the dirt?
Did you hear the laugh that he did? I'm sorry. I should have laughed that hard too.
Speaking of, this is Opinions and Beer. We're your host, Adam.
Not Maimon.
Today,
Probably didn't even understand it.
today is the third episode in the season 2 of Opinions and Beer. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. So there was just some recently spooky things that happened, and there's always spooky stories to tell. So I'm super interested in today's episode.
Super interesting.
You know what we really need to do? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No.
You can, if you want to do spooky sounds.
Super interesting.
Oh, see, that's why we need that. That's why we need that. We have a.
Well, now it's dead.
We're in the studio right now, and we have a super spooky light that just keeps turning off and on. Oh, I guess it's officially off and or dead. Oh, that light works. That light works. It's nowhere near as spooky now.
No, I'm sorry.
It made for, I knew it would be a good conversation topic. That's why. It's like, okay, let's just do it.
God damn.
So
this
while
is our,
we're talking about spooky stories,
this is our
the
first.
light goes out.
This is our first episode, though. That's not review based, and it's the first episode in the new season that's not review based, and therefore, let's. I guess you want to do like a. How do you want to do this episode?
Yeah, no, if you want to start it out just talking about spooky stories, I'm legit okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got spooky stories for days.
Okay.
So, guys, if you haven't been outside lately, you might notice that it's
spooky.
We're getting into that weather zone where it's right before it starts getting a bit cold. It's already kind of cold, but the weather has changed. To the point to where it's getting the nights are longer. So
Nights are longer.
Yeah, so imaginary things are in the darkness.
Okay.
And it's super spooky.
What's do you know any local I don't know any stories, man. I really wanted to interview those
yeah, I was gonna
ghost hunters guy.
Yeah. Well, I was going to bring it.
We were
Go
supposed
ahead,
to
talk about that.
Yeah, we were supposed to interview some ghost hunters guys, but they wanted some hunting around their belts first with their new equipment and stuff like that. I accidentally overheard. I don't know all the members in the ghost hunting team.
Okay.
I know one.
I thought it was just 2.
I know one. I think it's a team, and I know one of them. But I was in the Wally World the other day.
Okay.
And I was walking by, and
Very spooky.
And I overheard. I overheard someone saying words in a sentence that sounded alike something along these lines.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now. This is chilling.
Yeah, I think
that was nervous laughter.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't really know what ghosts and hauntings really are, and so we're just trying to wait for a real case to do, and so that's just where we're at. We have all this stuff. We bought a bunch of new equipment, but we just don't have the there's just not enough real people. They just don't know what haunting is.
Yeah.
End quote that I heard.
Okay.
That's what I heard in
I felt
Wally
like
World.
you were very channeling. You're very channeling of whatever you're trying to bring up there. It was very channeling.
Oh, I was quoting.
It's like a spiritual.
I was quoting the
it
sentence.
was like a spooky seance that you just did to bring this guy's. You know.
Because I was quoting the sentence of the man in Wally World that I was passing by. That looked like somebody that would be a part of this ghost
What?
hunting group.
You're saying that like. Okay. I guess I get what you're saying.
He had a similar style to the other guy, and so that's why I'm like, okay, they probably like know each other.
I mean, that's true. You know, like now there's so much technology out there. Like, in order to be able to like prove that there's not ghosts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. The way that we're evolving as a society. Like it's like instead of like used to, almost everyone had some type of like weird spiritual belief where they believed in either like God or the devil or a form of that or of ghosts in the afterlife. And I feel like more people are like moving away from that. But like as we get further into science, like science is almost like completely proving that there are types of like we just can't comprehend it the way that it's not like there's another person like in our room. It's like there is another person in our room, but it's in a totally parallel universe.
Yeah.
They're they're living out their lives, and we're just potentially seeing an energy blip or whatever.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts, huh?
Yeah, that's insane.
Nuts.
But like the science behind it is like getting further and further to being proven like completely factual.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I mean, like I don't like technology. Like no one's gonna be able to like film a ghost anytime soon or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, some of the like ghost hunters, you guys need to get the fuck back out there. Like ghost hunters, if you're listening to this right now, like get back out there and do your jobs, okay? Because not long from now, you're gonna find something once you have a little bit better technology, and it's gonna rock everyone.
Are you saying the real our ghost hunters are? Because they just upgraded their shit.
Oh, well,
That's what I'm saying. That's why they just bought a whole bunch of new technology and all kinds of stuff to hunt ghosts. And apparently, like
I'm assuming Rhode Island and Vermont are the ones, or Virginia. Yeah, Rhode Island and Virginia are the ones listening right now. The ghost hunters out there, get out there. We just haven't had enough spooky episodes.
So,
that's why we can't get those.
So today's beer of the day is Voodoo Ranger special release by the New Belgium Brewing Company. It is the Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin. It is 6.4% in alcohol by volume, has an IBU of 10. It is a pumpkin beer. Beer Advocate has it ranked the 76th best pumpkin beer of all time.
That was a lot of facts, and I feel like you threw the facts at me.
Well, New Belgium's a
way
pretty
too
big.
fast. You're gonna have to slow down.
Okay,
with those facts and read.
New Belgium's a pretty big. They're probably around Dogfish Head size. They just don't brew the same amount of good beers, I guess.
Yeah.
They have like some of their mainstays and stuff that stay on the shelf, but they're not like brewing that.
They have very customized bottles.
Oh yeah, dude. I have a weird thing with New Belgium, only because I bought a this pack that they did.
You're real mad because you just bought an old Belgium.
No. I bought a pack, and I guess it was them, and they were helping new brewers or whatever. They did a collaboration pack.
Oh shit! Is New Belgium the Fat Tire company?
Yeah, Fat Tire.
Oh, okay, yeah. These people. I was thinking that they were like a local craft brewery.
No.
No, they're like very well established.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Fat Tire. Yeah. New Belgium. So I have a weird thing with New Belgium because they released a a pack where they
As soon as I saw that symbol, I was like, "Oh shit!" Okay.
they do
I
a
know
pack where they
immediately.
helped a bunch of small brewers or whatever. They kind of like, but I don't know. I don't know what the collaboration process was.
Yeah.
All I know is they had a pack. They put their fucking name on it, and
So
like
they
all
took
their
the credit for a lot of. Like,
they were like all
small-town breweries.
bad.
Oh.
Like every beer in the pack was super bad, and I think we narrowed it down to they used some like like a bee yeast, Brocconicus yeast or whatever, and it had like a really artificial. Like every beer had like a weird artificial banana, like banana candy,
When was this?
like a weird banana. This is like ages ago, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Probably ages. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's been long, so I probably should just forget about it. But I mean, it was like, I still always remember it because it was just like super. They were almost all drain pours for me. I don't think I poured them all out, but like they just all had like a weird, like the weird fake banana, like those weird. You ever eat like one of those weird like hard banana candies? They're just kind of like.
I just don't think that that's one of the things that
Gross.
I've ever like gone for.
Yeah, like, well, because they're gross. So you buy them out of a freaking 25-cent machine. You know, they're like one of the, you know what I mean? They're like one of the 6 candies that come out of the 25-cent
But
machine.
I'm pretty sure that like I've had. Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Is it Runts?
Yeah, runts. Like yeah, I know what.
I
that
guess banana
flavor is.
Runts.
Yeah. So you're saying that you tasted banana runts in all of these beers?
But yeah, like a weird,
Or
like
not,
a fake
like, you
banana.
know, like guys, we're putting it into perspective
Like a
terminology.
fake
here. It
banana.
wasn't literally.
Yeah.
Don't go out there and say that we're saying these things. Only say what we say that we're saying.
It was like fake banana though. Like banana extract, almost. They put it in every single one of these beers. So what it tastes like. It was pretty bad. It was pretty nasty.
All right. So I mean, how is that in correlation to this beer? Are you saying that this?
No,
beer
it's just
is
because that's why I have
definitely gonna.
No,
have
I'm just
that
saying-
same banana thing.
I'm
Those
saying
were all
that's
New
where
Belgium?
I'm at. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they were all New Belgium. New Belgium slapped their name on it, but it was like, so that's
This is a special release.
so that's why.
But we've had Voodoo Ranger in the past, though, right?
Yeah, Voodoo
like,
Ranger was
they-
fine.
they were
That's
good.
what I'm saying. But like, it's a flavored beer though. This is a pumpkin beer. It's in the pumpkin beer, and actually, pumpkin beers have actually got their own classification now. Their own. They have their own style. It's like pale ale. There's pumpkin beers now.
It's just referred to as pumpkin beer.
Yeah, pumpkin beers are ales though. Majority they're usually use ale yeast, the ale family. But it's a particular style now. Is the pumpkin and yam beers. Pumpkin and yam beers are now in the same classification. So that's cool.
Pumpkin and yam beers.
Yeah, pumpkin and yam.
Okay, I guess I could. I mean, yeah, they're almost like if you think about it, like the inner material of like a pumpkin, whenever you're like cutting it up or eating it, like
Yeah.
carving it or whatever, it is very genuinely almost the exact same thing as like yams and sweet potatoes.
Oh yeah.
So like, yeah, like it's almost the exact same texture for sure. I like the concept of it. Let me read off a couple of the things. Shit. Okay. So, pumpkin ale featuring cinnamon and they put a little squiggly on the end, so it's habanero instead of. I've always pronounced it. I'm from Texas. I say habanero, but it's habanero. Chili peppers.
Oh God.
Chili
peppers.
for just the right amount of heat. And I mean, habanero peppers, they're very spicy, just naturally.
Let's see.
Naturally, so.
You want me? Can I read these notes before we go?
Yeah, New Belgium's employee owners would love to see you enjoying our beer at New Belgium and newbelgium.com.
Yeah,
Maybe we should take a picture.
they're from
and,
Colorado.
Post it on
Colorado Brewing.
their thing. I'm sure they would enjoy that.
Colorado. Notes.
Okay.
Enough with the run-of-the-mill pumpkin beers. I'm not interested in an ale that takes cues from a frozen coffee drink. and neither are you. That's why I made Atomic Pumpkin. Does it really feature habanero peppers? Yep. What about Sagan cinnamon? Ding! I found it all out. I rounded it all out with a hearty malt bill that makes for a spicy brew that puts the fun back in pumpkin. Spelling was never my strength.
I mean, he's kind of on his own there, because I kind of like those like backwater like coffee drinks
Yeah.
that like taste like it's like old coffee or whatever. You're on your own. You lost me, fucking sassy writer.
The yeast was California L yeast. The hops were nugget hops. The malts are Pelmina, Pelrar, Caramel, and Munich. The fruits and spices, pumpkin, habanero, Sagan cinnamon. It has 10 IBUs.
Oh, that's pronounced Sagon. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so if I put my nose directly in there, I can smell the cinnamon and the pumpkin.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of pumpkin and a whole lot of cinnamon. So I'm kind of. Did you get a whiff of the habanero? Habanero.
No,
chili
I haven't.
pepper?
I was like, I literally just snorted it basically, and I have not.
Well, why'd you do that?
I didn't taste it though. It didn't go down my throat to taste.
New testing development cycle.
Well, I try to smell it, dude. It's kind of hard for me to smell. You can smell it easily.
We don't just drink the
you-
beers here at Opinions and Beer Podcast. We fucking snort.
Did you smell it easily?
What?
You smelled it easily?
No, I can't. Oh, yeah, actually. Yeah.
I'm
so
actually
that's-
having my.
So that's kind of
That's
like.
switched. It switched for us.
Well, I didn't snort it.
Well, I snorted it because it's hard for me to smell it.
Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to cough into the mic. Didn't mean to cough into the mic. My bad. So no, the bottle. Hey, you know what? They may have actually put real cinnamon in here, because the way that, like, I don't know if you've ever added cinnamon into a drink,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really like mix properly in
Okay.
like anything. So there's always like a little bit of hint of cinnamon, and like in the actual beer itself, like in the glass, you're not
that's
really
that's all. That's all I
you're not
smelled.
you're not really getting anything.
That's
like,
all I
but-
smelled was cinnamon.
But right out of the bottle, do you smell it?
Yeah.
In yours? Yeah, it's like pure cinnamon in
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
I mean, that might just be a leftover or whatever, but maybe just this hasn't sat there. Maybe it's something scientifically like, or maybe it's bullshit.
Maybe it's bullshit.
bullshit.
I'm gonna go ahead and fuck it. Let's try this beer.
Okay. So this is a Voodoo Rangers special release, Atomic Pumpkin. I wonder if the spice is mild or I'm gonna let you. All right, Adam's face right now isn't like
Mild.
changing colors or anything like that. So like I'm assuming that it's
Yeah, it's like a.
fine.
It's probably.
Shit! No, now he's changing colors.
Whatever.
He's definitely flushed.
It's probably like
Yeah, you're like super flushed right now.
It's probably like.
Are you okay?
Whatever.
Oh my god, we might have to cancel the
You're
podcast
full of
episode. He's dying over
You're
here.
full of shit. No, it's pretty It's actually a pretty good taste. I don't even taste the habaneros. The last beer I had that had chilies in it was completely god awful. Actually, the last two beers I had
It's so
with
hard to
chilies
get
in it.
fucking cinnamon. It's really hard to get cinnamon to come through flavor-wise on things. And even with the amount of cinnamon that they put in here, the immediate thing that I'm tasting is that there's like not enough cinnamon.
Are you drinking more? You taste more pumpkin.
Yeah, pumpkin and habanero. I got a lot of the habanero and a good portion of pumpkin. Like I think that as a pumpkin ale, it's
I don't taste the
well-rounded.
habanero.
you don't taste it. I do.
I mean, it's spicy. I
But-
taste the spiciness.
That might be like you might be getting a bit of the cinnamon. Then you might have here. Let's switch real quick and try. Maybe because sometimes it's just the different bottles.
I don't get cinnamon on yours as much.
I don't get cinnamon at all in yours.
What?
But I got more cinnamon in mine than I did in yours.
Oh, really?
I feel like, yeah, but I got a fuckload of habanero pepper in yours. You're not tasting the habanero pepper?
It's spicy.
Yeah, that's but like you don't taste it? Like that's
I'm telling you, maybe because I've had other beers with it in it, and it's been like
Yeah.
super apparent that now I'm tasting this one, and it's like, I think it's mild enough to where, because I had that weird beer. When was that? I can't remember. It was like it was the same. It had chilies in it, and it tasted like freaking chilies. It was so bad.
This might be one of the beers that you guys might just have to pick one up to try it out and see what you think yourself, because
This is divisive. We're
we're
completely opposite.
Like he says one thing, I say something, and
No, but
that's that's rare, dude. Like
It's getting spicier, though.
Usually unified on
Is it
our,
getting spicier the more you drink it? Well, I'm
yeah.
drinking this much of it. But
Oh yeah. Here, well, I had a sip of yours, so.
I mean, I might be. Oh, look, there's a habanero.
I mean, I could be getting like, maybe like there's a lot of mild cinnamon in it, and that's just kind of like taking the effect of the habanero. But like to me, dude, I'm tasting like I knew as soon as I read it that like that's like a lot of habanero. I think that they put a lot of cinnamon, but it didn't come through, and that's
Okay.
why it smells like cinnamon. But I'm tasting a very, very tiny back hint of the cinnamon. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not. Are you tasting? Here's the question: do you taste the Sagon?
Maybe.
Yeah, no, that's like fucking no Sagon.
Sagon is cinnamon. It's Sagan
Oh, is
cinnamon.
it? Oh, it's
That's
Sagon cinnamon.
that's the style of cinnamon it is.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that you were.
Maybe
saying
that's
that
what it
was
is.
a
Maybe
spice.
you've never had Sagan cinnamon,
No.
and therefore you're not tasting it.
I mean, I've had plenty of different types of cinnamon. I just haven't had the names, I guess. Who's that?
I don't know, man. Right now, for me, it tastes. So here's my underlying taste.
Okay.
If I could just put a thing to it, it tastes like. It tastes like a super carbonated pumpkin beer.
Yeah, we need to focus on the fact, like, just
That's
because
spicy.
we're divisive on, like, the background part, like the pumpkin is coming through really strong.
Yeah.
Like there's no denying that this is, I want to say, like, probably a decent addition, like, into the pumpkin ale like category, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's very unique to the best of my knowledge right now.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other ones that are doing.
I know. I
Spicy
really wanted to
pumpkins.
do. I really wanted to do a like a pumpkin off with like a whole bunch of pumpkin beers.
You better not pumpkin off while I'm standing here.
But I oh my god. But I just couldn't get a hold of too many pumpkin beers, and so this is what we got, guys, for pumpkin season. Maybe next
Okay.
pumpkin season. But ranked number 76. I mean, what's the best? Okay, I should have bought it then. The number one pumpkin beer is Pumpkinator by St. Arnold's Brewing Company. And
Is
I
that
knew
what-
I should have fucking bought it. I
Is that
seen
what they
it,
say?
but it was like it was like 15 or it was like
what
$15.
is this review site?
It was like $15 for a bottle, and I was like, I really should get it, but I really can't afford it when I seen it, and they sold out by the time it was time to get it. So,
Oh, really?
so I'm like, fuck, I was screwed with that. So I really wanted to get Pumpkinator. I made a mistake by not getting it. I should have got it, but that's ranked number one pumpkin beer.
I mean, that's also pretty scary. Like, spooky.
What?
They ran out of beer.
Number 2 was Cigar City Brewing Good Gourd Imperial Pumpkin Ale. Let's see. What's closer to what we did? We're number 76. Ours is number 76. Voodoo Ranger. What's the closest to it? Oh, nothing, I guess. Fuck. I don't know any of these brewing companies. Like, they're just randomly down here. Voodoo Ranger, New Belgium is like way down here, and then like it's like just a bunch of randoms. Wicked Weed, Shipyard Brewing. They did Smash Pumpkin. We usually get HEB usually gets Shipyard pumpkin. It's a pumpkin bourbon barrel aged. So I didn't get that either.
Did I get to tell you the other day that I did a little work, and I was talking with a lady that recently had moved here from Germany.
Oh yeah.
And so I brought up the whole the thing that we discussed on air about Germans and their beer and pouring the Coke in it and whatnot. And she said, I asked her, and she was like, have you heard of like pouring the beer and the Coke in the beer? She's like, oh yeah, like beer Coke or Coke beer is what she said. It's like, yeah, everybody does that. Like it's very commonplace around here. She's like, I'm actually very surprised that like you guys don't do that. Like what? Like trying to figure out. She was like, whoa, what? Like I'm like, yeah, no, we don't. She's like, yeah. So usually over there, like sometimes like most of the guys will put like Coke in their beer. And she said that the women will put like Sprite or 7-Up into their beer, so that way it's like a refreshing, it's like a crispy lemon lime drink as well.
Yeah.
Which I didn't understand what she meant when she was saying that. Like why would I? To me that sounds like, whoa, like why would y'all do that to your beer, right? And then she kind of like elaborated more, and she was like, well, in the brewing process over there, like Germany has they have a little bit more regulations than we do. Like in the brewing, like if you want to brew a beer there, you have to brew it a certain way.
Jeez.
Like legally, you have to brew it a certain way. There's certain things that you cannot do. So right now we're tasting a pumpkin beer with pumpkin flavor and stuff like that. So they have I forget the names of them. Please help me here. We had just drink a couple for the Oktoberfest.
Oh shit, Marzens.
Yeah, Marzens. That's like the traditional one, right?
Yeah.
So like, if you want to brew, you pretty much have to like make like a Marzen.
Yeah.
And then like, you can't really legally you cannot add flavors into it over there. So like that's why post production, like say in the bars or whatever, they'll maybe take like a Coke, pour it in there, or a Sprite and pour it in there, and then that kind of like adds a little bit more flavor. Because don't get me wrong, the beers that we tried, they were good, but like it really opens your eyes whenever you say like, oh shit, what if you could only have that type of beer? What if you couldn't have IPAs? What if you couldn't have stouts? What if you couldn't have doubles and shit like that? Mm-hmm. Reds, ales. What if you couldn't have that? What if you could only? And so it's like, yeah, we'd be screwed. No, sorry, Germany, but it's just interesting to hear the differences, of things like that. And so it's like, it's kind of cool to be able to distinguish that. So I wanted to, elaborate on my past story with you guys. So, all right, what do you got?
What?
I know it's kind of off topic. I apologize.
No. I
like,
mean, yeah.
It's
always good to.
interesting, though?
Yeah,
Like,
it's always good to update our fans.
I guess what we should do is ask you guys, all right, so if you could only drink one beer, I know it's Natty Light, but like, if you could only, all these assholes, they always post funny memes. Like, I love the guys in our Facebook group. Like, they're hilarious. I always post them funny memes. So like, I know you guys are wild about Natty Light, but we're gonna have to tone it back a bit. If you could have only one beer, and you could only drink that one beer, what type of beer would it be? And what do you think, flavor-wise, would be the best? Like, what like drink or thing you would have around the house would be the best thing to put into your beer to make it to where it's, on par with like our craft beers over here?
Are you asking them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want some feedback. If you have feedback,
No, I don't
please.
know. I couldn't think.
Yeah,
I
like,
couldn't
okay.
think of what. I was trying to think of like a beer that I would drink forever. I don't know.
Oh, good old Budweiser.
Good over
Miller Lite.
Oh man.
But grabbing me a Heineken out of the freezer.
Yeah, pumpkin beer. I seen pumpkin beers for like a week, and then like I haven't really seen much.
What if you
afterwards.
could only drink cause of death?
All right. Yeah. That'd be cool. You have any spooky stories to share?
Yeah. So, I would say that the spookiest of stories. No, I don't have anything too spooky, but I would like to kind of talk about a couple of spooky places that I've ventured to. One of the key ones was out in Louisiana. I'm kind of closer to Louisiana, so spooky things around here was probably the best way to go financially. So, pardon me, we're drinking beer. So there's this place called the Myrtle House in Louisiana. It's a 2-story old. I guess it was like a plantation house or something like that, and a lot of fucked up shit and death and stuff happened on this. There's like a lot of deep, horrible history that took place there, and like, so it's like set up kind of like as a viewable historic site, but you can like go and like there's rooms up top that are renovated to where they haven't touched much, but they kept it to where people could live there or stay there, and it has like a couple of the modern amenities that you would need to stay at a hotel. But I mean, like, honestly, I felt like there were going to be like spiders biting me and stuff, and so there was like a whole out in the yard at night. We went and walked around out there, and there was a lot of spooky statues and stuff that we got some cool photos and stuff. As far as like actual haunting and stuff like that, I felt like around 2 a.m. Was near the spookiest thing.
Oh yeah.
Probably of the entire trip there. We took a lot of photos, and it was really weird because like one of the first or third photos we took, we took like identical photos, and then one of them was just of my girlfriend standing there, and like it was all fucking like weird, fucked up for no reason. Like it looked like someone had like smudged their finger on the camera, lens or whatever. But I mean, it just happened, and I promise I didn't do that. I mean, I may have, but to me it was spooky. So that's a spooky. I'm glad everybody's like, what the fuck am I listening to right now? What did this guy just tell me, that he fucking put a thumbprint on his phone and that was scary? Yes, guys, I just told you that spooky story. You got one? I bet you can't follow up the thumbprint on the
first
camera
stop.
lens.
The main stop on our tour of Texas ghost stories leads us to Presidio La Bahia in Goliad, Presidio La Bahia, Texas. Was founded back in 1721, and over the years has been many Texas Revolution conflicts that have taken place at the fort, including both the Battle of Goliad and the Goliad Massacre.
Ugh.
As you can probably imagine, Presidio La Bahia has seen a great deal of death, so it is hardly a great surprise that it has become one of the most haunted places in Texas.
So I think right now we should, because not everyone here is listening is from Texas.
Okay.
So they don't understand like what the Battle of Goliad and stuff like that. So Texas is one of the weird states in the country that at one point in time was its own independent nation. So we have a lot of battle history on how we got there, and then how we entered the United States or whatever. and there was a lot of war and bloodshed with Mexico. The Battle of Goliad was a very bloody one where the Alamo happened, right? The Alamo happened, and they had essentially stormed Goliad and took it in like less than a day, right? Like all the soldiers there gave up. They surrendered. They all surrendered, right? And so like, so it was. I don't know. I don't factually have the numbers, but I know that it was at least in the hundreds. They brought out people kind of out on the site, and then they asked the Mexican officer at the time. I think it was like Santa Anna, what to do with the prisoners. You know, like should they be released? Should they be forced conscripted into the Mexican army? Should the entire area be like confiscated essentially by Mexico? And probably in the worst political move that Santa Anna could have ever done, like it was political suicide. Is what happened, because even his own troops turned against him after that. But he had ordered that every single person there, all these people that willingly surrendered to avoid the fight, be executed on sight.
Jeez.
So it's so whatever this thing's getting at, it definitely has some foundation in history.
It's just saying that there's abundance of spirits trapped there that are angry, and there's frequent reports that the cries and screams of injured soldiers can be heard coming from the fort at night. I just kind of want to talk about some of the if you're ever visiting Texas, here are some haunted places to visit if you're into visiting haunted places in Texas. We have the Spaghetti Warehouse in Houston, Texas, which you can see a lady in white is often seen walking around, and on occasion she rearranges the table settings and moves chairs around.
Is that so? That's a haunted warehouse?
No, it's a restaurant.
The Spaghetti Warehouse.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it scary?
The upstairs is, yeah.
So,
It's like a really old building, but they're actually closing it down.
Oh, really?
so essentially,
They're
what
closing
Lauren's
it down.
saying is that they're closing that place down in
Okay.
Houston.
But she's saying it's a restaurant and the upstairs is scary.
Oh, well, not for long. Well, it might even be more scary if they close it down. Don't go and break in there.
Another one is Baker Hotel from Mineral Wells, Texas. It's also currently closed for renovations, but the hauntings began long before the doors closed. There are two main spirits that are blamed for the paranormal activity. The first is the ghost of a bloody nude woman on the 7th floor. The other spirit is apparently the ghost of a man who was killed, who was caught in the elevator door. Then the Jefferson Hotel.
Wait. Where?
This is in Mineral Wells, Texas.
They said somebody was caught in the elevator door and
Yes.
died? How?
They got caught in the elevator door.
Like
I guess they were just like, oh no, it's closing.
how does that happen?
Well, you know, whenever...
No, I don't know. I've
Yes.
never been caught and murdered or died in an elevator.
Like
how
when
do
you go and like oh no.
I would understand like
Like
if
when you
the
almost make
elevator
it.
like wrecked.
No, if you almost make it. Like, oh no, the door's closing, I need to make it, and then you don't make it and it closes on you.
Just immediately like fucking just ripped in half.
No, it just still closed. You can't fit. If you can't fit, if it's closing.
Then you have a heart attack and die. Is that what it is? You walk up and you're
Because
like,
it
"Oh no, I'm
crushed you."
late. I'm
No.
late. I didn't make it." And
No,
then,
it
like, the guy
crushes
just
you.
falls
Then
over
the door's
dead.
closing and you try to jump through the door and then you get crushed.
It's like you dive head first. You dive head
You have to
first.
dive- you can
and
just
then
dive
it, like,
sideways.
and then it like closes just and like squishes.
Maybe you can't fit.
No wonder this guy's. God, this is a spooky website. These are accurate because like if this guy's like head got popped like in an elevator or whatever, dude, you know his fucking ghost is super pissed. He's like, "What the fuck, man? That's how I died."
That's how I died. The next is the Jefferson Hotel in Jefferson, Texas.
Yeah.
The entire town of Jefferson seems to be rife with paranormal activity, but one of the hot spots here is Jefferson Hotel. It is not only one of the most haunted hotels in Texas, but it is also thought to be one of the most haunted hotels in America. Knocking on the walls in the middle of the night, disembodied voices, and strange shadows.
Ooh, I can't do shadows. I'm trying to do shadow puppets.
Number
but
6.
You guys can't see that. They're very, very well done, though.
Number 6 on this is Bragg Road in Saratoga, Texas.
Oh yeah. So have you ever been? Do you have a
The
Bragg Road
lights.
story?
Where all the people get
Bragg
drunk.
Road story or Saratoga Light story?
No, why would I have one of those?
Have we not gone there together before? 'Cause
No.
I know I've been there about 2 times as an adult, and probably like 5 to 9 times super stoned as a teenager.
Oh.
Because I mean, where we live is not too far away from Saratoga, so like it wasn't that long of a drive, you know. You and like a couple of friends just go out and it's super spooky out there, and so like that was a cool thing to do back in the day.
It is said that this light is coming from the lantern of a railroad worker who is still searching for his head after being decapitated by a train.
That's embellished, like, because they have like signs out there that like says like why it's spooky.
Huh?
That's embellished.
Embellished?
Yeah, like that's not factually accurate. Everything else up to this point has been like on point. Like I like that. This side has been really good for us for spooky Texas stuff. That's not accurate. If you go out to Saratoga, it's about like a mile-long stretch of road. It's like a dirt road, but like the the road isn't bad. It's not too bad, so like it doesn't get too muddy out there. So everybody can just drive down it and kind of see what all the scary stories are about. And people go out there and they see lights off in the distance. So what you're supposed to do is like you pull up and you drive about halfway down into the woods or whatever.
Okay.
So it's spooky because there's no lights. There's no lights, so it's just you and your friends going down in your car to the spooky part of the woods. And you park out there for a little bit, get out, turn off your car, wait until everything's like dark and quiet or whatever, and then you walk around a little bit and you look out into the woods, and supposedly you'll see
The lights.
the Saratoga lights out in the distance. And they're saying it's supposed to be I get the lantern thing, but like they're saying that it's supposed to be
The railroad worker looking for his head.
so good. They said it's the railroad worker. Okay. I mean, whatever. Like that's probably a better story than like what actually happened. So like, man, could you imagine? Dude, that would be a pissed off soul too, though. Like if that's accurate, like if if you were like sitting there and you were working on the road, you're in Saratoga, which is like kind of like a shit part, right? Like it's kind of a shit part of Texas. You're working on the railroad there, driving those big fucking huge railroad spikes into the railroad, and like, oh man, it's been such a long day. You know, you'd love to get back to the house, have a nice Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin special release New Belgium beer. Pop that open right when you get home, and then oh shit, you just tripped on your shoestrings. Oh fuck, a train was coming and it cut off your head. Luckily, you had a lantern with you,
right?
But
also on the list we have hotel
to trap your soul, I guess, because that's what lanterns do. Is they trap souls.
They do. They do.
So
what's crazy is
that guy tripped on his shoe.
Oh man,
fuck.
that's where probably what's his name got
why?
the idea from. Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt now comes out with his. He holds his head.
So we branched off into wrestling.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He comes out with his
but
head.
that's who Bray Wyatt is, right?
Yeah.
He's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler.
Right. So
Bray Wyatt's a wrestler, and he comes out now with his head, and his head is a lantern.
Is he doing the Saratoga
Yes.
thing? Oh my god.
He hits his head though.
Is he from Texas? Is he? From
I don't know where
Texas?
he's from.
He might know that.
But yeah, he comes out now with his head because he now has like a spooky face.
Yeah.
And he comes out with his face and it's like a lantern. He's like lit up.
Oh, you know what though? That actually sounds like I'm gonna have to see a picture. Can you bring up a picture of it?
Of his lantern?
Because like if that looks legit, that sounds fucking cool. Like I would like to see a picture of a Bray Wyatt head lantern. Like I wasn't into fake Undertaker Bray Wyatt for a while, but like this sounds legit.
Well, this is fake versions of it, but this is what like there's an action figure of it. That's what it looks like, but that's an action figure. That's an action figure.
Yeah, no, even the action figure looked really cool. So yeah, apparently if you to kind of like
Oh look, I think
summarize
this is
the Saratoga Light stuff is if you go out there, it looks like something out of a Rob Zombie movie.
Yeah, he like
And
fucking.
it's really cool.
He like walks out with his fucking. It's his head or it's his face or whatever, and he has a lantern in it. It's like glowing.
That's really cool.
So now
That's
he has
really
it.
well done.
Because he has like a weird fiend. Is the fiend face?
Good.
Because look.
Oh, okay. Oh well, he might be getting sued.
You think?
Yeah, he might get sued for that. I won't comment. But so the lantern light that is taking place behind you in Saratoga, because like if you go out there and you wait a little bit in the darkness, like there is like it looks like little like lights show up or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And it's really really spooky.
Uh,
But it might just be the fact that you're in the woods, in the
Yeah.
dark, on a long, open road. But I will say this. Like, here's the thing, is, like, the lights portion of the Saratoga Lights, like, phenomenon or whatever,
Yeah.
is a real thing. Like, I can confirm. I'm a skeptic. I'm a huge skeptic when it comes to a lot of, like ghost and spooky story stuff, because, like, you know, a lot of it's just factually inaccurate. Like it's not right, and it's just over dramatized bullshit. But then there's like legitimately spooky things, like
Yeah.
and like it's fucking scary, right? So the Saratoga Lights are real. Like if you're driving down the Saratoga Road and you go down there long enough, I don't know if it's like a weird reflection of moonlight or something like that, but like I mean, I saw lights in the distance, like back behind us or whatever.
yeah.
And like just kind of floating and moving around, like as you were driving. Like the further out that you would drive, like the more it would. And it makes me think that it's like a weird reflection off of like maybe like mirrors or something like
okay.
that. But like it's not. Like you can tell that it's just something weird with that area that causes it to look like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not wrong, but I feel like the setting is naturally spooky, and like what they say takes place like isn't wrong, but I just don't know if I believe the whole railroad worker, angry railroad worker thing. I don't think that ties in very well.
Well, that's just your opinion.
That's just my opinion.
What do you want to rate this beer?
I thought you said we weren't ranking it.
No, I said no.
Oh, we just weren't gonna rank it.
No, you were saying because we are different, we deferred on opinions. But I drank the whole thing.
Yeah, I drink the whole. Hey, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Whether I tasted cinnamon or not, it was a pretty good beer.
Yeah, it was decent. It was
Yeah,
pretty
like-
good, and I like the spice. Like I liked. I know you say you tasted the chilies and stuff, but I didn't. In a good way, I did not taste the chilies that turned me off from other beers. How's
So,
that? How's that? For
I'm kind of a fan of like spicy things, and so like I agree with you. The spice, there's like. Like if you eat fucking ghost pepper sauce every day, you're gonna be like, oh, this isn't that much spice at all. But you know, if you're like a normal person or someone that enjoys like spicy things, like this actually, it's like a solid hefty, like 50% of the beer tastes like spice and heat.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is like a mixture of like pumpkin and hints of cinnamon. So it is worth looking into. And honestly, it came out really nice. Like, it's not too bad. I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna say that anything of it didn't taste like, you know, maybe it was just added flavors or whatever. So I'm not gonna rank, like, I'm gonna say it's about 7.
I was gonna say 7. I should have said at the same time as you, so we'd be the same. 7.
Because you gotta give them points for creativity.
Yeah.
Because I mean, not only are they trying to fucking add on to the pumpkin ale stuff, they're making it unique, and that's like you need to. We need to praise innovation, and the reason why is because the first few iterations of innovation may not be great. You know, they may just be okay. The idea is cool. But like on like the 20th round of innovation, you start to get to some really enjoyable things that, you know, are brought on because of progression. I love it.
Well, that's
just
your opinion. And that's fine, because all we've got here are opinions and beer.
Game and give go join us.